As I walked away from the letter lying open on my bed, I asked myself why I was so unnerved by its contents. I had confronted murderers before. What was so different about Miles? I trusted him. That is why it's so different. I went over to the window and gazed out. How different my life became the night that my uncle died. I never would have met Miles, but never would have gotten caught up in all these investigations either. Was that what I wished? At this point, I didn't know. I had to speak with him. I could not delay any longer. How was I going to go about it? What was I going to say? I shook my head. That sort of thing didn't matter. If I asked to speak with him, I knew he would agree. I steeled myself. Now was as good a time as any, was it not? I picked up the letter from the bed, folded it, and tucked it into my pocket. I left the room, resolute and determined. I found him down in the parlor, preparing it for our family's after-dinner time. He straightened when I came in. "Miss Sylvia," he said, smiling at me. "Can I help you?" "Miles, I need to speak with you." With that, I closed the double doors behind me, closing myself in with him. I never much liked the parlor at the back of the house. It may very well have overlooked the river, and enjoyed some of the best and brightest light first thing in the morning, but it always felt dank and cold. Even now, as I slid home the lock on the pair of double doors, I had to suppress a shiver. The fireplace along the wall opposite to the windows sat dark, the morning's fire long since gone out, without anyone residing within to require its stoking. It seemed that the only regular visitors to this room were me and Joan, and occasionally Mother after dinner if she had company. It might have been due to the low ceilings, or even the lack of comfortable furniture, but perhaps more than anything, as of late, it held too many reminders. The night Uncle Walter fell from the balcony 10 stories above at the grand opening of the Vandergrift Hotel, my family had briefly gathered in this room together with a great hush of utter disbelief. Mrs. Riley had brought us food and drink, neither of which was consumed. This small, dark room was not a haven then, as much as it had felt like stark, cold torment. I released a small, pent-up sigh from between my lips and turned to face the reason I had come into this room now, pleased to find it almost empty. Empty, all except for Miles. He stood near the hearth, brushing soot from his arms. The logs beside the fireplace had been replenished for the evening. His brow had furrowed, the wrinkles on his forehead in deep relief in the dim lighting of the solitary lit lamp on the writing hutch. Those green eyes of his fixed on me, and it astounded me just how quickly I had forgotten the strength of them during my time away in Newport.